Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, not Monday. Almost said Monday. April 9th, 2019. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. So, yeah. Snow's melting. Got plants starting. They're not. They haven't popped yet, but I have a bunch of dirt under lights. What am I growing? A variety of peppers and tomatoes is what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing. As we get closer to planting time, what else is going out there? A lot of greens, kale, things like that. So, this is my first year using the suggested dates from the Farmer's Almanac, which is weird because I grew up in Maine. That's where Farmer's Almanac's from. And I even remember a class trip where we went to the Farmer's Almanac factory, printing house. I don't know, the business. I remember being like, I think I was fourth grade. That's all I remember. We went there. Nothing too special. I'm sure it would have been much cooler to go as an adult. What was yesterday? Yesterday was a crazy busy day. Today is no exception. Yesterday's interview with Miss Shannon Lee. Yes, that's Shannon Lee. Blown up, doing really well. A lot of great feedback. A lot of people interested in it that aren't normally interested in martial arts radio, so that's kind of neat. And already had some emails back and forth with HBO about some stuff, some future stuff. Of course, I thanked them because it was their idea. They came to me, came to us. So cool. What else? Anything else yesterday? Not a lot to say about yesterday. So today's another busy day. Have an interview this afternoon. Just got a lot of work. It's busy. It's busy a couple weeks. But there was something I wanted to talk about. And this is going to be, I don't know if we're going to say this is going to be controversial. I want to talk about joint health, which I know, maybe not the most exciting topic, but here's why. So I was at the gym last night, and one of my vertebrae kind of moved funny. It's not a happy vertebrae right now. Oh, there we go. Not real bad, but, and I'm not going to say my back's out, but I feel it. And it made me realize that when it comes to talking about joints, I have some information that a lot of people don't realize. And I tend to share this information in the context of classes, whether it be CrossFit class or, if I'm teaching a Taekwondo class or something, if I'm sharing a seminar. I'll present this information to people because a lot of people don't realize it. And I thought, you know what? I'll throw this information at you guys, and there you go. So, joints, right? Like the wrist is a joint, each finger is a joint, each vertebrae is a joint. A lot of people don't realize that vertebrae are joints. They just don't move in the way that, a lot of our other joints do. But they are. And one of the things that's interesting, that's different about most joints versus the rest of the tissues in the body, is that joints don't get fluid when they're still. Okay. So if I hold my hand like this, the muscles in my hands gets blood. There's blood moving through it all the time, and that brings nourishment and pulls out junk, waste product, whatever. And that's a good thing. Joints don't do that. Joints only have that process through movement. You're probably listening and saying, oh, okay, no big deal. Why do I care? Well, here's the problem. What happens in Western medicine when you injure a joint or the area around it? We immobilize it. Put you in a cast or a sling or a splint and say, okay, stay there until it heals. Here's the problem. It doesn't heal quickly. it slows down the healing process because you've restricted that natural process of bringing in good nutrient and flushing waste product. Now, this is the point where I have to remind you I'm not a doctor. I have no medical training. I am not legally permitted to tell you what to do in this case, and you're not allowed to sue me. But look at it this way. If every wild animal is going to get hurt at some point, right? We all get hurt at some point. Wild animals don't have splints and slings and casts. What do? They use it as little as they have to, but there's still some movement going on. The instinct for limping. Why is our instinct not to hop? It's to limp, to put a little bit of weight on it, to use it, because that's what keeps it mobile. That's what keeps the fluid moving through. And it's an important thing to keep in mind. What happens when someone takes their arm out of a sling or a cast after weeks and months? It's atrophied. It's actually wasted away. That doesn't serve you. So why do I say all this? I say all this because a lot of people, they hear, oh, you tweaked your back. Be careful, don't do anything. Lay down. It doesn't work. In fact, there's science, there are studies that show that if you were to just lay down for a few days, you're going to lose a tremendous amount of muscle, of flexibility, of whatever else. We're designed to move. The human body is designed to move. So move it. And that doesn't just mean through exercise. It doesn't just mean going to your martial arts classes. It means being active, going for a walk, parking on the far end of the parking lot when you go to the grocery store. Little things like that add up. If you need a target, get yourself some kind of step counter. I've done some research on this, and the human body, assuming that you believe in evolution, and I don't make any judgments of anyone who doesn't, but assuming that you do, the human body has evolved to move about 20,000 steps a day. That works out to about 10 miles. Now, ironically, I did not know this information when I spent a couple weeks on the Galapagos Islands. All right, so we got Scott. Scott, you're a occupational therapist, if I remember correctly. You lay down for 24 hours and 10% of your strength is gone. That's why humans are so weak leaving the hospital even for just a few days. Yeah, bam. So there's a medical professional backing me up. So I spent a couple weeks on the Galapagos Islands years ago and realized I averaged about 10 miles of walking a day. Felt awesome. I lost weight despite living on pizza and beer. Scott's a physical therapist assistant. That's too many words. I'm going to call you Dr. Scott now. I lived on pizza and beer because at the time I wasn't eating any meat. I wasn't eating fish, and pretty much everything they have in the Galapagos is pizza and beer and fish. So I didn't have a lot. Man, all these notifications coming in. And so I developed this theory that it was because of all the walking I was doing. And I've since bumped into a lot of research. I've talked to people. I've read things. Yeah, there's something recuperative, something restorative, healing about walking. Don't be afraid to move. So the next time you're at class and you bang up your knee or your elbow or whatever, cat's doing weird things. The next time somebody tells you, oh, put a brace on that and do this and do these other things, go for a walk. A light, gentle walk. We're not going to talk about shoes today. Shoes are the devil. We won't talk about shoes today. But just realize that there are natural processes in your body designed to heal whatever's going on. So whether you're talking about a back tweak like I've got going on, or you jam a finger because at the last minute you decide that you're going to break that board not with a punch but with a ridge hand, or some other goofy thing, because it all happens in class. I can't. I've broken 2 bones in my body. This finger, I was sparring. I don't know what happened. I just took my glove off and it was crooked. It was not whistle kick gear. It goes back before whistle kick. And honestly, this tooth is a crown because I got kicked in the face. It happens. Martial arts is a contact sport. It's going to happen sometimes. But I've had a ton of other injuries, and I've never been someone who's just going to sit there and go, yay, I'm hurt. I can't do anything. I get bored too easily. So that is my advice to you. And you know what? You don't have to take my word for it. Do some research. You'll find that what I'm saying in modern research backs us up. No, your team trainer and your instructor and plenty of other people aren't going to be up on this, because this has been the advice for a long time. And you know why this is the advice? Because it is safer from a legal perspective. It's not better medically, it's better legally. Because if they tell you, hey, don't do anything, you can't get hurt further. And that's what has become medical advice, is legal advice. So, we do this show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, but you can catch it later, of course, on YouTube, or the podcast feed, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find podcasts. And you can go to firstcupwithjeremy.com if you want to watch it there. I will see you back here tomorrow.